No intro today because we're talking about being funny. So first off, the iPad kid. If you make those jokes, you're probably either like 10 years old or you're just boring.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
You gotta give him that huck.
I mean, let's be real, there isn't much of a joke here, it's just a word that sounds funny. She also made a podcast named Talk to Her, and people were like joking that it's the best podcast ever. I would say she kept the meme alive for a while, so that's probably like a 5 out of 10 on the funny scale. Now, Skibidi Toilet jokes are actually pretty rare, because people don't actually joke about Skibidi Toilet. The people who watch Skibidi Toilet watch it for real, and not just to like joke around. And I do gotta admit, the Skibidi Toilet lore is kind of crazy. If you haven't seen Skibidi Toilet, maybe you should. So I would give it a solid 4 out of 10 on the funny scale, because it's been going for like what, 2 years now? Now, Chew Guy. I feel like the Chew Guy meme is mostly made by people who are not really into memes. Like, is it just me, or have you guys seen those ads where they use the Chew Guy meme to like advertise their product or something? Like, I don't know, it's just not that funny and it's kind of basic. So I would probably give it a 2.5 out of 10. Now, Riz and Gyat. We've all heard those words before. I'd say these words can be used ironically, which makes them a little more funny than, for example, Chew Guy, because like, what do you even use Chew Guy for? When my plane crashes but I'm just a Chew Guy. Bah, bah. That's not funny, bro, that's so unfunny. But Riz and Gyat can actually be used in ironic ways, which I feel like it makes them a little funnier. So I would say that's probably like a 5 out of 10. It can be a good joke. Any word before GTA 6. Bro, I open a YouTube short, I go to the comments, everyone is saying that. It's just so unoriginal that it's not even funny anymore. Like, yeah, wow, GTA 6 is coming so late. Wow, that's so funny, wow. Totally 1 out of 10.
You guys, right now, we are going to be calling the imposter from Among Us at 3 a.m. Schlatfish, what do you think he's going to say to you? I have no idea! I just hope it's kind of sus. Yeah! Hello? Is this the imposter from Among Us? This is the imposter from Among Us. Is this Joe speaking? Who's Joe? Joe Mama!
This actually brings me back because this was so funny to spam ironically, bro. I remember like all of the Among Us memes and like the brain rot sus memes. They were pretty funny. I would say sus is probably like a 6 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10, something like that. Now, anime memes. Let's just say there's a reason why they're so high on the picture. You can only pick one. Choose wisely. A cat girlfriend, she loves you. Or a cat grill friend makes food for you. Girls in other class. Girls in my class. I mean, okay, yeah, that's okay. I mean, that's kind of funny. So I would give anime memes a solid 0 out of 10 because they're the most cringe memes ever. So the next tier on the funny tier list iceberg thingy is trying to be a cool kid. If you say those jokes and you're above 18, then I don't know, you should probably like grow up. Like, it's about time, bro, it's about time. Dank memes are kind of in between the first tier and the second tier, because people who make those dank memes are like, I don't know, 35-year-old men who are trying to stay with the times. I mean, let's take for example Elon Musk's jokes on Twitter. It's just so outdated. It's just so old, bro. Like, move on. I would give dank memes a 4 out of 10 because there are some like slightly, just a tiny bit funny ones. So now let's move on to the edgy jokes and the ocean painter. I personally had a friend like that who would make those jokes so often. That guy came to school one day with the actual ocean painter book. Now, I'm not sure if I can say this on YouTube, but I can probably show a picture. Yeah, that book. That guy came with that book just because he thought it would be funny. So I would rate these jokes at like 3.5 out of 10. Not really funny and way too edgy. Now, Sigma. The Sigma males, the Andrew Tate connoisseurs. I'm gonna be real with you. This shit used to be so funny, but people just ruined it. Back then, in like 2023, it was pretty funny, it was used ironically, but now everything is a Sigma somehow. And I may or may not still use this joke from time to time. I may or may not have my Discord favorite gifts set to Patrick Bateman, like every single one of them. I would say that's a solid 7.5 out of 10.
Mango, 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 mango.
Now, troll face jokes. I do remember when these were pretty popular in like, I don't know, 2011 or something. But the meme revived and it's now used for like still water or those who know or stuff like that. Now I would say that troll face is kind of a classic. It's also pretty broad because there are like way too many troll faces. I would even go as far to consider like Wojaks a type of troll face. So yeah, pretty iconic meme. Will probably stay funny for a long time. Will probably have like new versions and shit like that. I would say that's a solid 8.5 out of 10. Now, all up bro. Like you go on Instagram Reels, you see a video of like a disabled child or something, you open the comments and it's all shit like that, bro. All up bro can be funny, but it's kind of overused and repetitive. So I would give it a 6.5 out of 10. Now, brain rot. Brain rot can be a lot of things. Brain rot can be this chicken nugget. Brain rot can be this crocodile.
Bombardiro crocodilo.
Even this legendary fight.
Hydrogen bomb! That's coughing baby!
Brain rot can be a lot of things, and many of those jokes I've mentioned before can be brain rot. They can be brain rotted. So I would say that brain rot is more of a meme category and not a meme. So I would give it something like an 8 out of 10 just because it's so versatile. Now we're gonna go a little deeper to the chronically online type person jokes, aka my jokes. It's over and we're so back. Those two sentences are a part of every single guy's life. Remember guys, it's only over until you make it back. 99% of gamblers quit before their big win. Solid 7.5 out of 10. Now, real. What do I mean by real? Real is what you say when someone says something that you can relate with, but real is often misused and said when you can't even relate to that thing. And to be honest, that's kind of what makes it funny. When you want to cry out loud, but you remember nobody cares and your tears will drop unnoticed. And those people in the comments are gonna be like, real, that's so real, while having the most perfect and normal lives they can possibly have. So spamming random stuff. Spamming, for example, troll faces. Bro, okay, I can't lie to you. This is probably one of the most funny things you can do online at like 4 AM in the morning. Like bro, I've low-key spammed this shit for 30 minutes and it just doesn't get unfunny. I don't even know how. You know, like those who know. Like still water bro, like Balkan rage. Now I do have a little theory that is just so objectively unfunny to the point where it's actually funny. But yeah, that's just a theory. That's a solid 8.5 out of 10. Now let's talk about downfalls. Downfalls have to be one of the funniest things to bully people for. Like you see some YouTuber that's been doing really well for years and bro just fell off somehow. You come back to his channel, you go to the comment section and then it's just people like, put the fries in the bag bro. Bro fell off. Bro got just 1 million views in 10 hours. Like I don't know what makes it funny, but it's just so funny to laugh at people's downfalls, like straight up. Can't just be me bro. It can't just be me, come on. Reading people. Reading people is one of the more niche and like harder types of humor to have. When someone says they'll do something and you're like 1,000,000% sure they want to do that and they're just coping. Or when someone makes an excuse that's not so obvious but you can just read through it instantly. Those are some pretty funny moments, but they can only happen with like a really close friend of yours. But I would say that's at least an 8 out of 10 on the scale. Now, rage baiting. Bro, don't even get me started. Rage baiting has to be one of the funniest things in the whole world, bro. Making people mad for no reason over the smallest things ever, like just pretending to like be stupid or something. Bro, throughout my whole life I've probably laughed the most by rage baiting people, like straight up. Sometimes I'm 100% aware that there will be consequences for the rage bait, like the other person will block me for like a day or two, but it's just irresistible. It's just a feeling inside of you that wants to rage bait, bro. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but rage baiting, that's probably a 10 out of 10 on my scale. High effort jokes, those feel so good when they land properly because they often just don't. for some reason they just don't work sometimes. You know, when you set up a prank that's so good, that's so like complicated and advanced, that it takes you hours to do, if the joke lands, that's so good, bro. High effort jokes get a 9 out of 10 because they're pretty complicated to set up, and rage baiting is just way easier. The last meme I've put in this category is the
A man fired multiple shots at a cactus in the Arizona desert in 1982. Suddenly, a massive piece.
And you know what else is massive?
is the low taper fade meme. You may be thinking that it's not that funny, it's just like a funny song that a random guy on TikTok made, but hear me out. The low taper fade meme transcends dimensions. The low taper fade meme is not funny because of the low taper fade meme. It's funny because Ninja keeps dragging it. Or so you may think. Because this meme, it's not just one dimensional, it's not two dimensional, it's 3-dimensional. What's funny is not the actual contents of the meme, but the fact that we're aware that the low taper fade meme is a meme. So, and no fapping, the low taper fade meme is a solid 11 out of 10. That concludes the official humor funny iceberg tier list ranking. If you don't agree with anything that I've said, you're probably just wrong, but you can leave a comment and I'll probably read it. So yeah, thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and thank you for the massive support.